Hey y'all, JP and TX for you. Coming back to you again with another You-Weld-It kit. This week we're going to be working on the cutting table kit. I've got it unpacked, but I want to show you something that I've been very pleased with all the You-Weld-It products, and that's the way it's put together for shipping. And everything is nested together real well and held together with bands. There's not any loose parts flying around and that are going to get torn up or whatever like that. So the first thing I want to do is show you how the stuff slides out of the box and how well it's put together from the company. All right, there's everything put together. Notice that they've got 3 bands holding everything inside the drip tray there. Everything's nested together and it's held in really securely, so that it doesn't shake apart or get torn up during shipping. And that goes a long way to having a nice finished product when you're done, is the fact that they take such care of putting it in the package together. Everything is there together. Everything, like I said, is nested together. It's got your packing sheet there with it. Everything that you need, besides your time and your welding, is right there for you. And I've always appreciated the fact that this stuff comes so well packaged and it doesn't get torn up in shipping because of that care they put into what they're doing. UPS brought me a nice package this week from Lincoln Electric. I got a hold of Lincoln to see about sponsorship for the channel, and I'm not really to the point that they want to start throwing welders at me or anything like that, but they did. They went above and beyond and sent a package with several different pairs of gloves. I got a pair of their roll cage gloves, a pair of their MIG and stick welding gloves, and also a pair of TIG welding gloves. I've got a really great welding jacket that's got leather sleeves on it and a pretty cool little angle finder, or a little magnetic angle device that is going to be pretty handy. The jacket is their K2987 Shadow Grain Leather sleeved jacket, and you'll notice that the sleeves on this thing are leather. That should go a long way if you're welding uphill or welding overhead, to keep those things from catching on fire and burning holes in your clothing. That leather really ought to help out. That's a very good quality jacket, and it's got a lot of features that I really do like. Got good secure snaps to hold everything together. It's got gathers around the waist where you can tighten it or loosen it as needed. Same thing at the ends of the sleeves, so you can get it down inside your welding gloves. This little dude right here is handy as pockets on a shirt. It's a mini multi-angle magnetic holder, and you can see that every corner of it has got a little bit of a different angle to it, so you can use it for your fabrication, and it's also magnetized so that it'll hold your stuff together. One of the cool things that I really like about it is that you can switch the magnet on or off. There it is on a piece of steel, and there it is locked down with the magnet. You get that way you're not having to scratch it across the surface when you're done and tear up your project that you're working on. All you do is flip the switch there and it comes off without any problems. There's the MIG and stick welding gloves, good thick leather, got padded palm, got extra reinforced material on the thumb, and even got a little place there to wipe some sweat off your brow. They know what they're doing when they put these gloves together, and I've been very impressed with them so far. Today's the first day that I'm really going to give them a good workout, but I have no reason to doubt that they're going to hold up very well. That's the K2980 Premium Leather MIG Stick Welding Gloves. And again, from Lincoln, thank you very much for your support. Let me show you one of the coolest things about this corner jig from Lincoln. Here's one of the ones from that Chinese store that works out of a harbor someplace. There's no way to get all the shavings and grinding and just junk out of it. So every time you use it, you've got to brush it off and get yourself filthy and take a chance of getting metal splinters and everything else in your hands while you're doing it. Here's the one from Lincoln. It's got a little knob on the top of it. You turn that, and it's clean as the day it came out of the factory. Pretty slick little deal. Wanted to show you the fit up from the company on the corners on this thing. Gives you a perfect little spot for your MIG weld to live there on that outside corner. The inside corners are just as tight as they can possibly be. Alright guys, everything's gone together pretty well so far. I say pretty well, it's actually gone together very well. I've got all my corners done. Everything is very satisfactory there, and I've got the legs mounted right now. And the main thing to remember on the legs is to be sure that they're good and square and plumb, and get you a magnetic level and stick it on there and make sure that it's good and plumb before you do your final weld. Otherwise you're kind of in a bad spot. Here's kind of an example of what I'm talking about on your corners. Once you set them into place, I've got the tabletop mounted set upside down on a workbench, and I tacked it here and here where I wanted it, and then left this in the corner without a weld on it until I could put a level on it. Then when I had my level exactly where I wanted it on both sides and it was good and plumb, then put your tack in that corner that's going to hold it tight. And I've done that on all 4 corners. And as you can see, we're looking pretty good on our level. Taking just a little bit of time and making sure that things are how you want them before you do your finished weld will pay off in the long run. So just take your time on this. This has been a great project so far. I was nervous about it, like I am every project I start. Not sure how it's going to work out and all that kind of stuff. And every single time with these You-Weld-It kits, my concerns have been completely unfounded. They go together perfectly. All right, y'all, there we are with the finished product. Went together like a dream. I made a mistake when I put my legs on. I welded them pretty much finished welds to the top of the table, and then I had difficulty sliding the catch tray down in the middle there. So I had to cut a couple of welds, or grind a couple of welds just a little bit, make enough room and put that in, and after that everything went together great. The feet go on kind of like we got shown there, and work just great. It is flat and level, nice and plumb. None of the feet are picking up when I'm wiggling the table. I'm very, very satisfied with the end project. The thing I've got to do now is cut some flat stock and put in the grates up on top. The reason Paul and the guys don't do that at the shop, it would be stupidly expensive to try and ship that much weight. It adds a bunch of weight to the kit, and it's already not a lightweight item, so you're a whole lot cheaper off having that done locally or getting yourself some bar stock and cutting it yourself, and you can cut it exactly the way you want it to fit. So all in all, another great product from You-Weld-It.com, and I'd like to thank You-Weld-It for letting me do this little project for them and be involved in this. I really enjoy welding their products up, and I'd like to thank Lincoln Electric for their help with jacket and gloves and angle jig, and also Rust-Oleum Paint has chipped in some paint for these projects to kind of get their paint on the projects, and they kind of like the way they looked as well. So thanks to all those, and thank you all for paying attention and watching my nonsense videos. I'll put some pictures up after I get everything painted and get it ready to go into the shop.